posted on the corner. I'm posted on the corner.
What's on the corner with yours, Trivia Incognito?
And DJ Missy.
DJ Miss, time to pull them passports out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got to cross the border right quick.
Let's take it there.
R&B duo is in the studio tonight.
Let's take it there.
All right, then, Division is here.
What's going on? What up?
Hey, we got Daniel in 1985.
What's good?
I'm going to jump right into it, man. How y'all link up? What's going on? What's the backstory?
Music was the thing that brought us together. We both had a love for rap, and he met me. I was rapping, and he was like making rap beats, and that kind of became our bond. And fast forward a couple years, and he ends up becoming one of Drake's secret weapons and producing "Hold On, We're Going Home" and "Hotline Bling" and "For Free" and "Too Good" and so many things. Anyways. And he got on like that, and he made the decision like, yo, I'm gonna tell D like, yo, let's finish that music we were working on, and let's do something with it. And I was kind of just like at the place where I was like, man, I don't know if this gonna really pan out for me. Like, maybe I'm
like, yo,
I can't be that good.
He's like, I don't really know. I'm like, no, like, let's go. And he's like, I don't like, we don't really have to like push that. Like, you can do your thing. I'm like, no, like. It's the time, like, let's do it. Let's just put out those records. Yeah. And
Take off.
Yeah.
After some convincing, here we are.
Wow. How did you guys come up with the name Division?
I mean, Division was always us wanting to be separated from the pack. So division in that symbol means, people who are on their own vibe, their own type of time, even if it means being divided from the rest. So that's kind of our whole motto. But in the beginning, it was just something we were going to use for, like, if we were to ever start, like, a collective or a label together or something. That was kind of what it was about. But because when we were getting into the music thing, he had a name that was already buzzing. We're like, you know what if we just make this thing different than everybody else, and we'll actually make it a singer-producer combo at the same time versus it just being, Daniel Daly, and all my songs are produced by 1985, which would have been anyways.
At the
so
time,
the same
people
music.
didn't even know what it was. They just knew I was attached to something, but they didn't know on what level.
Yeah, they just saw a symbol.
There was
and
no
got
face.
music.
There was no story behind it, and we just started dropping music.
That's hard. So let's get into this record, honey. If
Let's
I
get
get caught. Okay, so first of all, is it based on anything true?
Everything in the record is true. Every single line in that song is actual, factual things that happen. Now, with that said, I think that most people hear it a certain way, and that's not really what's being said.
Right.
So first and foremost, everybody needs to know this is part of a story.
Yeah.
The album is a story. This is chapter 1, and in this chapter, we're dealing with ego.
Yeah.
And that's what is most prevalent when people cheat. Is people trying to stroke their own ego, people being selfish, people being self-indulging, people not caring about the ego of their partners that they're hurting. All of that comes into play. But the record actually is me talking about being in a relationship with somebody who has hit a place where they think that you're cheating on them.
Yeah.
That's why every line is talking about, listen, I was this when you got here, I was this when you got here, and you want me. Part of the reasons that you like me are because you know that I'm attractive. You know that people like being around me. You know I'm funny, I'm cool, all these things like that. But now the things that have attracted you have turned into your insecurities, because when I'm not around you, you're aware people like him.
Right.
People are into you. And now I'm dealing with that. So now they want to go through phones, they want to search, they want to. So that's what it is, and that's why it starts off by saying if. It's hypothetical. It's saying if I was to ever do this. It's not saying, yo, I'm cheating on you. Hold that. It's not. That's not what it is. I know people hear it like that because it's like niggas having fun, and why is the beat bumping like that, and why are they all singing together? Like it kind of gives off that vibe, but that's not what the record's saying. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's lightheartedly put, but it's really a sentiment because not everybody that is cheating is doing it because they've fallen out of love.
Right.
Some people do it when they're just being idiots, or they're just being selfish, or they're just being self-indulgent, which is what's happening in this story. So that's why it's put like that.
That's dope. So that's definitely, when you watch the visual, it is like, we need a part 2.
Oh, it's
because I thought you was gonna walk in the house and see everything like, bitch, what happened?
Yeah.
What I'm saying?
Chapter 2 is coming, but it's dope because it's opened up the conversation so much for us to really not only tell the story but to give the R&B that we know that the world wants and needs right now.
Right.
You know, we can't give you Crying in the Rain until you see what makes you cry, you know, the mess
Truly.
ups. So you guys you just got to follow the story. So it's something that we've planned. We're very aware of what we're doing. We tested this record for months on random groups of people, just like inviting them to JD studio, piling them in rooms and playing it. And every single time we'd play that record, the room would burst into argument for like literally half an hour, 2 hours at a time.
Right.
So that's what made us say, oh my God, this is the entry point with conversation, to get people to have to really be honest or be hypocritical if you're going to be hypocritical, or acknowledge that you have a double standard. You know, all these things that we deal with today that are so real, which is why it sparked like that, because everyone's dealing with some form of this kind of mentality.
What was your first thought when you heard the record?
My first thought,
hell no.
honestly, I tried to listen to it just from an artist standpoint.
Okay.
And not really choose a side until I could complete the whole song.
Okay.
Now, all of the men singing together was kind of like, oh my God, please. 'Cause if somebody told me that, I'd have been like, let me do it to you and see how you would feel.
Right.
But after watching the video and seeing the visual, it's like, it's not always what it seems. Like you said, it's a hypothetical thing. But if somebody was to ask me if I get caught cheating, like, do you think I don't love you? And that's something like, as a woman, you take that as like, nah, you don't love me. Because why would you put me through this?
Right. And so many men take it as this had nothing to do with you. And there's so many women that we find now, because it's like, if we're going to be honest, women are cheating just as much, if not more than men right now, right?
They hit hard.
So does every woman that cheats no longer care about their person? A lot of them don't, because a lot of them check out of the relationship, apparently, is what we're being told. But I'm sure some of them still care.
I don't even
they
know
just
if I would
messed
say
up.
that, because I feel like if they checked out, they wouldn't be hiding it so well.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Once
No,
you
there you
check
go.
that is the beginning.
But that's kind of like why I had to look at it at an artist standpoint, because, like, you know, as a woman, we do play games, and I know I'm a little loud right now, but because a lot of people think like, oh, if a woman cheat, oh, she got feelings for this dude.
No.
That's
And
not
that
always
ain't
true.
always the
That's what
case.
I'm saying. It's not always
I
the
might
case.
just be attracted. We might just be out.
And that's what I'm saying.
And it's on some like, I just be
selfish.
wanting us to be. Human nature is human nature. It's not a
And
man
you
thing.
being-
It's
you're
not a
being-
woman
so
thing.
you understand.
Yeah, it's not
That's
a
a
man
moment
or
where
a
you
woman
cared
thing.
about what
It's
you
human
wanted more
nature.
than what your man would want. You cared more about yourself.
At that time.
I mean, what she's saying is nice, but black men don't cheat. All right, you posted on the corner with yours truly, incognito. DJ Mrs. Division is here. 1985. When you guys got that cosign from Jay-Z, talk about, you know, even the sample and the beat, and then, you know, got the clearance. How was that feeling? Express that for me. 85.
The feeling was unreal. Like, we're both rap. I think we're both rap heads before even R&B, probably.
For sure.
So to see Jay, I think Jay might even be both of our favorite rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to see Jay give the actual green light to Jermaine Dupri, another GOAT,
Legend.
you know,
Yes.
another legend in the game,
Yes.
was kind of just like, yo, is this really happening for our record?
Yes.
You know, like, Jay-Z heard our record before it came out, and he was cool with it. All right, you know,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
that was a
Goat
fan
goat
boy.
friends joking and having friendly jokes
y'all
about
music?
our
Yeah.
song
Yeah.
was just like, it's a super fan moment. We geeked out.
So right now, you know, with a lot of people calling this song toxic, we
Yeah.
got to, you know, kind of go to the female side. What would you say is the toxic female record right now?
right now.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
Come on. Come on.
Every song we hear these days is what you guys consider toxic, which is why I'm confused about why you guys think that this record's toxic, because to me, this is the honest anthem, not the toxic anthem.
Ooh.
There's nothing in here that's a lie,
Yeah.
right? If I was to go in here and lie, then cool, call it toxic. People that are unable to have some sort of accountability or acknowledge that these things are real, that's more toxic to me than someone saying this is the truth and this is what it is here.
Yeah.
We hear how many records? I mean, Glorilla went crazy, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, as much as so many men take that song and they like these girls, they just keep doing this. There's nothing wrong with being free from someone that's trash.
Right.
Really. So it's not, in her defense, really, is that bad to be like, hey, I'm free from someone that was trash? Not really.
Right.
That's not that toxic, you know, but it just sounds to us, it's the same way with this record. So people are like, oh, they caught their own F and F. Oh, no, the men got an F and F.
City Boys is
The
up.
City Boys is up. It's because it's how the other one interprets it, right? Every day we hear, you know, ninjas ain't this, niggas ain't shit. Everybody, nobody is. It almost seems like no one even talks nice to us anymore. One thing I will say this, and this is gonna sound like some sob story. Don't take a sob story, but I want our people to really think about this for a second. As black men, and obviously it goes for as black women too, but we hear it from every single angle, right? Because like, police don't like us, white people don't like us, our own girls now. So you know we're carrying a lot, right? So little things kind of trigger. It's the same, and it's the same thing with this record where it's like there's things that can trigger where it's just like it comes from things and situations that we've been dealing with. So I don't know what the main one is right now. You guys have one every month. Like that feels like.
I'm not gonna lie.
You know,
like even last year, one of the biggest albums of the year was called Hotels. I don't think a guy can do that. I don't think a guy can do. I don't think a guy can do that album and it be received the same way.
Yeah.
Amazing album.
Yeah.
You know, but the content on there, a guy can't have that same approach and it's received as like incredibly as that was.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, a guy couldn't put out The Weeknd by SZA and have the audacity to be like, you know, on the weekend we can do our thing and I'll send you back to your.
People would definitely call him toxic.
Talk that gospel,
Like-
talk that gospel 85.
But I did see you had put in the story that people were calling you a toxic king. You was like, can we go with honest?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
I'm not
I'll
mad
take
at
the
that.
honest king. I'll run with that. We'll run with that.
So how do y'all deal with the criticism with dropping such a controversial song?
We love it because we know the record is actually great. And so we're like, as soon as the shock wears off, little by little every day, someone's coming back and being like, actually, I like this song. You know,
Yeah.
actually, you know, this guy, it's stuck in my head. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm mad that I like this. Like, that's what Twitter is turning into now.
Yeah.
You know, the first couple days, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh shoot, they're really coming at us, right? But you know, we stuck to the course, and one dope thing that we did with our team with LVRN is we went to the streets just to test it out. Literally a day after we dropped it, we went to the club and just to see what happened when we played the record, and a third of the club already knew it and was already singing it within 24 hours.
What's that feeling like?
That I've never felt that before. That moment, not that quickly. That's too fast. So that just felt like, yo, that's all we needed to see. We're good. You know, Twitter's gonna Twitter for a second,
Yeah.
and everybody is gonna get back to it.
When y'all got finished with the record, were y'all kind of like,
Oh, for sure.
ooh, I don't know.
That's why we
bruh.
tested it for 5 months. Like, can we
I don't
really
know,
do
bruh.
this?
Because I'm not gonna lie, listening to you guys, like Lover Boy, it gives like you talk about love,
sure.
feelings, like
For sure.
feeling your partner and everything like this. So this was kind of like
Yeah.
out of the box.
Yeah.
type of
It
thing.
is, but it isn't, because I think that we've definitely had songs where we talk about our flaws.
Yeah,
And this is just a song that just happens to just highlight
it's
just
really
the
there.
flaw.
Yeah,
You know, so that's all it is. It's just a little bit. It's a magnifying glass.
for sure.
You're posted on the corner with yours truly, Incognito. DJ Mrs. Division is here. Take me to Canada right now. What's the vibes like? A day in the life. What we listening to? What are we riding in? What are we eating? And I want to know what strip club we going to, because y'all done came to Magic City, tore it up. But take me to the strip club, folks.
Honestly, my favorite strip club in the city right now is probably 905 in Toronto, but I'm not gonna cap and say that our strip clubs compare to ATL or Houston strip clubs. Those are my favorite ones.
Yeah, I love
So
H-Town.
the southern strip clubs, they just get busy. But I haven't even been home.
Yeah, it's been a weird time.
tell
Charles,
you.
'cause we've been shut down for like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
You know, we're just now getting back open, but this isn't the same as it was, say, 3 or 4 years ago. You know, so I feel like the city's still warming back up and kind of like getting its legs again. Like, you know, we're a little bit shaky right now. We're trying to figure out like where do we like how do we get back into even summer, for instance? Because we haven't had a summer in years.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't had Caravana, we haven't had OVO Fest. So now the energy is there, but people aren't fully sure how it's gonna go. So we're like this weekend is a big weekend for us because this is kind of like the yo, we're back. Like we back outside for real.
Yeah.
When you said OVO Fest, I thought about the record, bro. And when this song comes on at OVO Fest, dog,
Oh, damn.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I ain't never been to an OVO Fest.
I quit.
But bro, this song at OVO Fest, can you fathom the
Come
choir
on,
rehearsal?
choir. That's what it's
Yeah,
been.
that's
Come on,
choir
choir.
rehearsal. Oh my goodness, y'all did it. Like, whoa. All right, so of course we represent OVO Sound, and you guys have been around, you know, a lot of greats in making music. But when it comes to Drake, what are some of your personal favorite records by him?
I'm gonna start with the record that I produced,
Period.
One Dance. You know, I think that record really showed me how universal music is. You know, because we did some sessions with Sam Smith out in the UK. We went for lunch with him,
That's fire.
and he's like, "Yo, you had the #1 record out here for the last 4 months." And I'm like, "What record?" Like, I just completely forgot that, you know, this song had transformed the world into, you know, like Drake's playground. And he's like, One Dance. He's like, you've been #1 for like 4 months, like 16 weeks. I was like, oh, for real? Like, and that's Sam Smith. You know,
Yeah.
at that time he was huge,
That's
and I'm
good.
like, damn, like I guess we really out here doing it. Like,
Hey, it's a thing now.
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations, brother.
For sure. So, the music industry is changing all of the time, but what do you guys feel like this industry is missing? And if y'all could change one thing about it, what would y'all change?
If I had to change one thing, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I would take away some of the things that have come from the streaming era. I just miss the effort that things used to take, and I miss being able to, you know, watch a music video even on TV. I mean, it still happens, but because everything's so fast paced, social media's kind of changed that all. It's just kind of made it so you don't really appreciate art anymore. That's one of the beauties of what I love. One of my favorite comments that I've seen about what we just did was it was a moment again for a lot of people. They watched the video and were like, the comments were like, oh, it felt like 106 in Park, like I rushed home to do something.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that feeling, I personally miss that. You know, yeah, I'll stop there. You can go ahead.
I think I would change the way Twitter critiques music. Like, literally an album will come out, 30 minutes later, people are like, nah, trash.
30 minutes,
Like
2
that.
minutes.
Right.
Yeah, it's like,
there's no way you couldn't even listen
how
to
can
it
you
then.
listen to it?
Right.
The album's an hour long.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know it? Like, and I think that has really affected the way people are digesting music now. And it's affecting the way music has to be made, because people are so quickly telling you yes or no to something that instantly an artist will put something out, literally like a month later, the fans are like, yo, we need something new. And it's
Yeah.
like, yo, it takes an artist.
Again, that's what I'm saying. Streaming, that whole thing. It's like,
It takes some time to.
But you are creatives, and you
Yeah.
you know, resonate well with passion and nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know, you're not microwavable. It's
Right.
not a microwavable dish. There's a difference between
Right.
a microwavable dish and an oven dish. You know,
Exactly.
you guys are so you're passionate about it. But I do understand where you're coming from, because it's
Yeah.
it's too.
It's
we can
cruel
literally
out there.
work on an album for a year and a half, drop it, and within a week, people are like, yo, when's the next one? And you're like, yo,
Can you enjoy what I just
did
gave
you
you?
got, yeah, like, slow down. You didn't even, have you heard track 10 yet? You know, like,
Right.
did you get there? So yeah, that's very true. I wish people would take the time to really digest things and really like, and get rid of the groupthink.
Yeah.
Like, stop letting other people tell you what's what.
Right.
Right? Go get it, listen to it, and then you come back with your opinion. But I think that we got to get back to a place where people are cool being individuals.
Well, working on the album right now, how are y'all protecting y'all peace?
I don't do much.
We stay in our own.
We
world.
stay. I'm in my own bubble. I have my own Atlanta bubble.
Yeah.
Like it's Jermaine Dupri's studio, it's JD's studio. It's the occasional R&B night. It's Magic, and it's a couple restaurants that I'll go to. And it's with the same people that I know. I'm not really just out taking in all different people energies and whatever. Yeah, people might come to the studio and come in and out, but I stay amongst the people that I've felt that love and that that open invitation from since the moment I got here, and it's just happens to be the biggest guy in the city, which is dope.
Right.
Posted on the corner.